What's up guys, this is Tega Liquidator. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how to find your directional bias. So recently I'm actually catching up buy on gold right now, and you can see how good we are in profit. This is a higher time frame actually. So I'm trying to break down what you should do and how to actually get a directional bias entering and know where you're going to from your higher time frame. It's very simple. So I'm doing this video because of this very guy that told me to actually explain more about directional bias, which I'm going to be doing right now. So I'm going to be breaking every details and how I actually trade it, right? So this is a video you need to watch. Make sure you stick to this video, watch from beginning to the end to understand. And if there's something looking more confusing to you, make sure to put it on the comment section just like this guy, and I'm going to be breaking down more on it for you guys, right? So now don't want to take much or brag much about this. I just want to go down, and I'm going to be explaining this with two different pairs, right? So and these two different pairs I'm going to be using is actually kind of like the pair I trade mostly. So these are the pairs I think they are working similar with my soul. It seems like I have something in common with them. So these are the pairs I'm going to be using to explain, and I'm actually still gonna be showing you guys a new pair I just find out, and it's actually good in respecting structures, so you can actually try it out after here, right? So now let's explain this, and don't forget, subscribe if this is your favorite. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys every detail about top-down analysis. Top-down analysis can actually tell us a directional bias, but I'm going to add them together to bring a simple sense for you to see the chart your own way, right? So I'm going to be giving you guys my own knowledge of finding directional bias. So pay attention, watch this video from beginning to, don't even skip it. If you're skipping, you're doing yourself, you get me? So just watch the video from beginning to the end and understand the step-by-step what to do, right? And how simple it will look once you understand everything, right? And if you are not able to understand anything in this particular video, trust me, I'm not going to be talking any other thing about directional bias, right? I'm not even going to be going any other deep. I'm not going any other way deep to explain directional bias, because this is actually the main way I look out for it myself, right? So I'm just going to be starting from the higher time frame down to the lower time frame. So yeah, it depends on the kind of trader you are. We have scalp traders, we have day traders, we have swing traders, right? So depend on the kind of trader you are. A swing trader is people that actually check from the most higher time frame, which can be from your yearly time frame, 6 months, 3 months, and as well 1 month, right? So and a day trader can actually still use from 1 month down, right? But I'm going to show you guys exactly how I do them, right? So I'm not going to be touching 1 month in this particular video, right? So I'm going to be breaking down step by step how I start from weekly time frame down to the lower time frame, and let me just touch a little bit on monthly. What I do is, whenever we are actually on the ending time of the month, which is like the past month that we just passed right now, I checked to see what the directional bias is going to be looking like from the next candle, right? So before then, let me just give you guys a breakdown on the trade I took this week. I had two miss out. I have two miss out, and the one I thought is going to give me a push down actually took me on SL. I missed this trade, and I took another trade, but it was an SL at that particular given moment, which happens, right? Every time is not a win, right? So I was trying to sell because of what the new directional bias I found the chart on, right? So gold was actually trying to drop a little bit because of what we are actually on the higher time frame key level, which is my higher time frame is definitely a daily time frame. That would be my most higher time frame as a day trader. So if I just want to, how I use weekly time frame is just to predict how the next one is going to be, the next week is going to look like. So you see very well here that we kind of like flow bearish at this particular given moment, right? So into a particular key level, which I was still expecting to buy, but it was not going to be a long time buy. So at this particular given moment, market was not giving a similar, like it was not giving a simple direction, right? It's not giving a simple direction. We are bearish and we're also bullish, which I'm going to break it down. Pay very much attention to understand. So if you see this kind of setup as well, you can know how to like dodge your money if you can actually trade it. I will advise you to keep your money if you can actually risk, because it's not every trade you see you invest too much. It's not every trade you see you knock on big loss size. There's trade you don't knock big loss size. There are trade you just need to like use your risk calculation. And there's the one you call A plus. A plus is the one that is just flowing to a directional bias, right? So now let me show you what I have. Two miss out this week, right? On gold I have sell miss out and buy miss out, right? And I tried to sell again and market respected it, and this is when I took this trade, right? So I took this trade here, market pushed all the way to the downside a little and market manipulate to the upside. This is when exactly I took the trade. You can see the screenshot and when the button triggered and pushed, but finally gave us a struggle. Now let me show you guys the one I'm catching right now. You can see very much here, and now this was the one I wanted to catch before now, and market missed but was on TP level, but the thing hit TP, but we are not inside. Like I was not in on that trade, right? It was crazy and I was very, very angry. I missed it twice, sell and buy. So now let me show you guys this new pair I'm talking about, right? There's this new pair I'm trading right now that I'm going to show you guys. I don't know what it's called, but I can actually say GER. So this particular trade was the one that made me money for this week, right? So I made money from this particular trade this week, and trust me, it's kind of like slow, but not that slow. And if you don't have mind, it will look like this market is going to go against you, but if you know your structures and the directional bias, you can actually use it to make good money. I made about $10,000 with this particular trade. I took two positions, and one was on breaker block and the second one was also on breaker block, right? So I was trying to get it from the first breaker block, but market didn't trigger me, right? Which you can see very much there. Market didn't trigger me. So the thing actually hit TP yesterday, so I kind of like recorded this for today being Friday that I want to post, so you guys, my viewers, can actually watch and understand. So you can go try this pair out. It's definitely nice. GER40 is actually a nice pair. The thing respects strategy, and when I talk about respecting strategy, it can actually give you a directional bias that will look very much simple for you on the higher time frame. So you know, these things is all about finding your directional bias on the higher time frame. Once you get your directional bias, trust me, you're hitting the next level. You can see very much there, I marked out line. After my line, I marked out everything ready, and boom, TP was hit. So let's go back to gold. I want to use gold to explain this because multiple of us, a lot of traders trade only but gold. So that's why I want to explain on gold, right? So forget the fact that I'm trying to buy gold right now, so because with what I take from the weekly time frame, market might take out this particular level where I'm buying right now, because right now we are bearish, because I'm going to explain how we are bearish, but I'm just entering this trade with low loss size. Like I'm not risking much at this particular trade. I just entered this trade because of my strategy on this particular time frame. So this is why I entered that trade, but it's not actually giving me enough confidence that market is going to actually take off from there to the upside, because of what we are actually on the weekly time frame key level, which is what we can actually call resistance. I'm going to show you that on the higher time frame. So let's go to weekly. So on the weekly time frame, pay attention please. So on the weekly time frame, there's what I need to say, right? There are two things I look out for: the internal and external liquidity. So this is actually something that I teach only by my students, but I just want to like put it out here because I see that there are people that genuinely need to like know this. There are people that need to like know how this works, right? So I just want to like pull it down, right? So this particular movement in weekly time frame, there's the way weekly time frame looks like. There's the way weekly time frame moves, and there's the way I myself, Tega Liquidator, update and calculate the weekly trades, right? Sometimes you will see a lot of straight push, right? So we'll have a little push down and market continues, right? But right now you can see a simple discount and premium kind of height, which you can see from this very low that we have here. If I mark it out with discount and premium level, you will see that market tried its possible best to come back to a discount level but failed to come back to that discount level. That tells us that everything that is going to be happening might actually look like trying to reverse to a discount level before we start looking out for another buy opportunities, right? So but why did I buy, right? We have two FUGs here. I have a fair value gap there and I also have a fair value gap on the discount level. So I was expecting market to come back into the fair value gap on the discount level so I can start predicting market to the upside. But why did I start buying? If you understand, I was actually on bullish last upper week, right? So I'm definitely on bullish at that particular given week, right? So why did I keep buying? So just knowing, I'm just gonna mark this out, right? Just knowing my way of finding buyers, I was able to know that we are definitely on internal liquidity. Internal liquidity can be a money transfer, a fair value gap level, stuffs like that. So that's internal liquidity, and the one I have here was what? FVG, which is fair value gap, right? So what did I need to see? I need to see what? A rejection. So market gave me a rejection afterwards. The fair value gap tested, so market was able to close above, right? Yeah, we didn't get to we didn't get to the discount level. So you can see this is the same method you can definitely use and trade down. So this was the key level I'm talking about from the higher time frame where we are right now. So this can be called resistance because it's a higher time frame, right? So this is a resistance. So I don't mark the week candles. How will I put it? The week to be a level. So I mark the body, right? So where the body ends is what I call resistance or support, right? Depending on the species is facing at that particular time, if it's bullish or what, bearish, right? So you can see very much here, I bought all the way last 2 weeks, and right now I'm still trying to buy because of the kind of candle momentum that just came in last week and last week, yeah. And this week I'm still expecting to buy, but there's the way market will move. If market was able to close like this, it means that we can definitely be bearish from next week because of what? Market has respected resistance, which is from the weekly time frame, right? So now going to the daily time frame, right? I'm trying to give you it like a top down. This is a simple way you need to calm down and make your analyzing. Don't stress yourself on it. Now I'm going to break down the reason I wanted to sell and the reason I sold and the reason I was not looking out for buy at the particular time. So the reason I took SL, though we went for a minimum profit and market stopped, it was not on break even because market has not moved to a particular quantity of what I expect before I break even, before I cover up my entry to secure some, right? So it have not gotten to that and market reverse against us. So let me show you guys the reason I kind of wanted to sell, right? Because I missed the first sell, so I missed the kind of fake buy which was coming from the 4 hours. I'm going to explain that, right? So if you watch very well here from the daily time frame, this is a simple thing. We have a series of higher highs and higher lows, just a simple guides, right? But sorry, if you notice very well here, sorry, oh my god, my throat. So if you notice very well here, you will see that this is a key discount level from the weekly time frame, right? So after then, we have we have a levels here that market was, which was where I was trying to sell to at that particular given moment of which day was that? I can't remember the particular date, but I know that should be yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. So this today I didn't trade anything because I just went into a trade, I just entered the trade. So now this is the key level we are expecting, this supply level or other block. So this is where I'm expecting market to drop from, and market rejected from that level, which was the reason I looked at for sell. The first sell I see there, the first sell you're seeing on my lower time frame, that was the reason I looked at for sell, because of what the rejection I'm seeing from the daily time frame, right? So please, if you didn't understand anything, or if you have any question, put it on the comment section. Try your best to put on the comment section and like this video, right? Share this video for people to watch and understand, so you can actually make money as well, right? So now this was the key level, and market rejected, and this level did not confirm that we are going to be bullish next week, right? With what I'm saying, it didn't confirm that I'm going to be bullish. That's why I'm risking small, right? So when you see something like this, you should know how to do your proper risk to reward, right? So I have 1:10 here. My target here, I risk $100 to make $1,000, right? So which is a simple thing. So $1,000 is not a little money, right? So anyhow, you know how to do your calculation, where just know how to run your calculations, right? So but if market should be able to close above, it means we are bullish from next week, right? Or probably we'll push to a certain level and reverse back to bearish, right? So two things are kind of like in this particular spot, right? So now, what will be your question next? Your question is, how will you know if market is going to sell? You're seeing weekly time frame rejection, right? So that was your target when you are buying. That was my target when I'm buying, right? So you are seeing weekly resistance level where you're expecting market to reverse from after giving a long week, right? Which you can see very well here. So this is going to be a target if market fails to sell, right? So that is going to be a target for any week or next week, right? So now you can see, so in the daily time frame we have what? Order block. So it's flowing together. So let's go to the what? To the 4 hours time frame, right? Forget the fact that you're seeing a momentum candle right now, but you can see very well this is a new candle. There's high probability of market pushing it up again, right? So there's high probability. Why did I say there's high probability? Before then, this is the craziest trades I had. So there's one secret I can never reveal online, right? There's one secret I can never reveal online. If you want to learn that, or if you want to know that, you should actually reach out to me and I'll teach you that, particularly privately, right? It's not something I share. I don't share everything. I can't share everything. I mean, I know they hide down. If you want verse, I can't share everything to you, right? Because I didn't learn it for free, right? So now this is where I'm predicting the market should take off from. Maybe we'll get to somewhere here before market reverse. So maybe before then I'll have a break even to secure some money, maybe around about $500 or $100, $400, sorry, or 300, whatever money we can be able to make from this level to that level. But if market hits SL from here, it's still fine, because of what? The directional bias I'm saying on the weekly time frame and the daily time frame is bearish, right? So it's only the 4 hours time frame that is looking bullish, right? So it was only the 4 hours time frame that is looking bullish. Are you trying to ask me why is it bullish? How am I seeing it bullish? Okay, now I'm going to break it down steply so you can understand why I'm looking out for bullish. So firstly, you see here that we have what? A break in market structure. So this confirms that we are still currently bullish on the daily on the 4 hours time frame. So this confirms and tells us that we are still bullish on the 4 hours time frame. So after confirming this, what are we supposed to be looking out for? We have a dealing range. There's what we call dealing range. I'm going to make video particularly for that so you can actually understand what dealing range is. So we have a dealing range. We expect market to pull back to a dealing range. So dealing range always work with discount and premium, but you can see very here the market didn't get back to discount. Why? Because of we have a lot of key zones right there. So market kind of like react to a particular key zone, we look out for buy. That was why you saw that buy position on the lower time frame. So everything I do, however I predict market, I know exactly where to target, how to trade it, not like lose money or stuffs like that. Losing money in trading is depending on you. You don't lose money and say market is bad. No, if you lose money, it's your fault that you lose money. So anytime I lose money, I take the blame. I try to check to see what I did wrong, how I traded it wrong, right? So like now I have a current trade. If this trade should go against me now, I know that I'm wrong, because what? The directional bias I'm seeing from the weekly and the daily time frame are bearish, right? So I could have waited patiently for market to give me what? To give me a bearish tournament, so I can actually join the bearish trend, right? But I'm using the 4 hours continuation, right? I'm seeing a break of structure in the 4 hours. So 4 hours is kind of like telling us that we are still bullish. So that's why I'm trying to buy from these particular levels you are seeing right now, right? Okay, so now after this break of structure, what next are we expecting? A pullback. So that pullback was from the higher time frame, the 4 hours key level, and the weekly key level. That was why I looked out for sell. Oh god, I don't know, my voice is getting down, like I need water. Okay. So after then, what do we do next? If you go to, let me show you something. There is something we need to see, right? So if you go to your lower time frames, which is your 1 hour time frame. So 1 hour time frame is where you can actually wait for the final confirmation. So the final confirmation tells you that, okay, we are good to go. Your key level is okay. Your inducement is ready to take out the money and transfer it to another level. You know, that was how I was able to catch up these buys that was able to make me about $18,000 last week, right? So this week I made about $10,000, but was not on gold. It was actually on GER, right? I made good money from GER, though it took days because it's not that fast. It's fast, but it's fast. Not that it's not fast, it's fast, but something like that, you know. Now we have a double break of structure here, right? So after double break of structure from the key level, right? So I look out for what? Closest key level, inducement, and wait for market to reverse back there, right? So that was what happened there. This is when I took this is when I had my setup, and this is where market played out without me, right? So now my target was just for market to tip back into a 4 hours level, which was that level I marked out. You can see the box right there, right? So I mark it out, expect market to tip there and give us a reaction. And exactly how I predict the market was how the market reacted, right? So after I have a shift in market structure. So to follow the 4 hours bias, this was the 4 hours bias that made me try to buy. So I have this after this market came back but didn't trigger because of what? He had the first inducement upper, but I wanted to take it from the second key level, right? So that was why I was not on this trade, and the market was able to get to TB without us. So thirdly, because of what? The daily and weekly directional bias, I find out I will have double break of structure. That was why I took this sell here, and we have a minimum sell and market manipulate to the upside, which is nice. So right now, currently, what the trend is looking like is bullish, right? Which is kind of like telling us that the 4 hours is trying to win. But no, I think he's not going to win. Even if he's going to win, he's going to be on a particular high. So that's why I say once the market pushes to a certain level, I'm going to be having my break even.
Market goes against us or go to our direction, right? But this is actually my setup, and that is why I took the buy. So, but it was a little risk, that like about $100 risk. So this is just a simple way of just showing you guys everything, right? So I believe from the starting of this video, if you have been here, you come to understand a simple guidance, right? So if you want me to kind of like teach you in person, like you want me to coach you myself, and you guys to like go live with me in few trades and see how it works, you can actually reach out to me. And the fee of my mentorship is actually on the promo right now, because of I need to like make a favor to everyone, or each and every one of you that feel like, okay, you really want to learn this but there's no money. So you can actually pay $70 and I'll teach you everything for now. But that's going to be for Xmas only.